7:39 here, Big 550 KHRS. We should talk about that one day, but we don't have time for that. Kathy Helbig Group is with us. She, of course, is a real estate expert. 17, 18 years in the business. She's actually 26 years old currently. And she joins us now. And don't forget her app. Can't tell you enough how great that app is. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
All right. Buyers and misinformation and misinformed.
Bad beliefs.
Not understanding
beliefs.
what's going on. What do we got here?
There's a whole list of things, but first off is a lot of people think that they have to pay a commission to have an agent help them buy a home. And that's generally not the case. Usually the way that buyer agents get paid is on the house that their buyer chooses. So the brokerage that is representing that house pays the buyer agent their commission.
Wait a minute. If I'm a buyer and I don't have an agent, I'm saving money.
No, you are not. That seller is still paying the same commission to the agent that is marketing that house. If there is another agent involved that's representing the buyer, then part of that commission is shared with that agent.
Why can't I just call the name on the sign in front of the house?
You could, but then you're not getting your own representation. It becomes a dual agency situation, and not a lot of people are comfortable with that.
And you're paying for someone else to work against you.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So don't do that. All right.
It's your choice.
What else you got?
Another misconception with buyers is that they need to see everything on the market before they make a choice.
Oh.
Well, back a few years ago when things were sitting on the market for 180 days plus, maybe you have the ability to do that.
Right.
Now, what you look at today is somebody else's purchase yesterday. So if you find a house that fits most of your needs, you need to move on it quickly or it's not going to be there tomorrow. There's rarely a time that you walk into a house and it's 100% perfect for you.
Right.
So don't feel like you have to see every single home before you make that purchase.
So if you go home, you think about it, and let me see it again next week, and that house isn't going to be there next week.
Typically not.
Okay.
Which brings me to another one. I'm going to skip into, I don't need to talk to a lender yet until I find a home. So that's another prime example of what's happening right now. If you don't have all of that arranged ahead of time, you do walk into the home that you love. Now you have to delay because you don't have all your ducks in a row. You make an offer that doesn't have a true pre-approval with it, they're going to accept somebody else's because typically we're seeing multiple offers on a nice home.
All right, good.
Another one is someone will eventually accept my lowball offer.
Yeah.
Not so much in this market.
From experience,
Right.
McGraw.
Well, no, it's just everyone thinks that, it's just when they're selling a house, they're not going to accept the lowball offer. So why do they think someone else will accept their lowball offer?
Everybody thinks they're going to get it at both ends. They're going to make a ton of money on the house they sell, and they're going to go stick it to the next guy to buy that house.
Right.
It doesn't happen that way. It goes both ways.
Right.
So in this market, lowball offers are not even being answered. So they just completely look at it, reject it, and don't even give you a call back.
And I never thought this until I was selling a house, but if you give an offer to a seller and you upset the seller or insult the seller, they'll just say no regardless of whether you ever come up to the right price or not.
Correct. There's so many emotions involved, which is why it's really hard to do for sale by owner because you don't have that third party intervention.
Right.
You get emotions on both sides and people get stubborn and they'll walk over silly things like a ceiling fan. It's crazy.
Right, yeah.
And then lastly, people believe that we don't really serve a whole lot of value other than opening doors and helping somebody find a house, maybe writing the contract, which that's really the beginning of the process. So most of our work comes into play after we put the offer into place. It's comparables, it's negotiating the building inspections, negotiating appraisals. There's all kinds of curveballs that come at us from the day you go under contract to the day that you close that we're trying to manage and keep the deal together.
Also, I think, you didn't ask me, but I'll tell you, it's the advice my agent gives me.
Absolutely.
You're the expert.
18
You tell
years
me
of
what's
selling,
going on.
I've probably sold 2,000 homes, and you do like one every 7 to 10 years.
Right.
I probably know a little more than you do.
Kathy Helbig and your team knows more, including the app, which is fantastic. Also, you put iPads into people's hands.
Yes, we use cutting edge technology with lots of apps that really are customized to a lot of paperless transactions, searching. The app, my app that you can use for searching homes. We do all the transaction on the iPads. We can communicate directly through the iPad with you if that's how you choose.
Co-owner of Keller Williams Realty West, 18 years, full-time producer. And don't forget to download the app, Kathy Helbig Group. 314-276-SOLD. Thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you.
743, Big 550 KTRS.
Are you